All right, I think we are live on here already. I hope my voice is coming good and clear for all of you in Ramble and in YouTube. Am I coming good? Am I heard? People on Ramble, people in YouTube, please let me know if you have any problem. Before we start today talking about Muhammad, one of you sent me a video from a website. It's called Got a Question. It's a Christian website. And you know, some people, they are still convinced with the predestiny. And this is the website. You know, for me, you know me, I don't sugarcoat things. And I believe those who believe in this, they are immature. Very immature. It's like a childless belief. So they sent me this video here, and they want to explain to me destiny. So I will start with it.
Today's question is, what is predestination? Is predestination biblical? In this video, I'll answer that question from a biblical perspective. And afterwards, as always, I'll share some helpful resources, so stick around to the end.
Oh.
Romans chapter 8, verses 29 through 30 tells us, "For those God foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the likeness of his Son, that he..."
So, you know, they get Roman, and that's it. Because it says they are predestined, that's mean it's a predestined. Just to show you how silly and how, I mean, awkward. Everything in the world is predestined then. What Roman is speaking of, that there is people who they are chosen. Those are prophets. For sure, God has chosen them. I mean, there is every one of us is a prophet. Is every one of us is a disciple of Jesus? Is every one of us is going to be a martyr for Jesus? There is people who they are chosen, but those who they are chosen, they have to choose God too. So it's a very silly, I don't want to use the word stupid, but I want to show you the stupidity, how it appears. And they make me angry, actually. How many of you heard of the parable of the talent, which can be found in Matthew, I think, 25, right? All right. So let us go there. You see what some people do, they do the same as the Muslims. They choose a verse, they make a story out of it, and they say they have to build now a new belief that there is a predestiny. Predestiny is insult to God. The predestiny here is talking about is not predestiny. Those are chosen and they chose God. As an example, Paul himself, who is the one who wrote this letter? Himself was an enemy of God. So the very chosen one, he changed. He himself changed. So he changed so he become the chosen. Is he predestined to be enemy of God too? Was he predestined to be enemy of God? That would be silly. That would be even Abdulism. They say to you that God, he loved, Isaac and he hate Esau. But this is a verse written long after those people exist. Because of what Esau he did, it says God loved Isaac and he hate Esau. It's not a predestiny. Esau become a pagan man. His people become a pagan people. So this is what it meant. God, he loved those who love him, and gods who don't like those who they are wicked. They make it a predestiny. But let us go to Matthew 25. Let me open it. No screen. Oh, okay, go on. Give me a second. Sorry, it's my fault. Let me open the Bible first. All right. Let us put the screen for you in. All right. Is my screen showing for you in Discord? So this is the video we played from this website. For God foreknew he also predestined to be confirmed or conformed to the likeness of his son, that he might be firstborn among many brothers. This has have nothing to do with the predestiny you are talking about is about. Judah, he was one of the disciples, which means one of this group. Yet he betrayed Jesus. Are you saying that Judah, he was predestined to betray Jesus? If this is what you believe, that means your God is an evil God like Muhammad. Predestiny is just an evil thought of God. You are making God as Satan. And look what they will do now. They will say predestined only goes for the chosen one, the good ones. The second you use the word predestiny the way you mean it, it's mean for everything. It's not only for the good ones. But the verse you are quoting here is talking about those who are elect by God for their equality. However, even the very elect can reject him. Isn't it the Bible says that he came to his people and his people, his own, they rejected him? So here we go. God, he loved Isaac and he hated Esau, but the people of Isaac, they rejected Jesus. Aren't they the very elect too? Aren't they the chosen people of God? Did God choose wrongly? So it's a very silly argument. But let's go to the tenant. And I will better play the audio, better than my broken English reading.
Matthew 25. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps, and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose, and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh.
I will stop here. You see the word here, speaking of virgin, what virgin mean? Virgin are chosen ones. They are better than other quality. I mean, come on, they are virgins. They are unique in many ways. But there is some, they are foolish. And they think because they are chosen one, they do not need oil. They have lamps in their hands, but the lamps have no oil in it. And here, this is a response for those who say, we do not need these to be saved. Like the Calvinists, they say, once you are saved, which is false. Those are virgins, they think they are saved. This is why they are calling the Lord, Lord. But they have no oil in their lamp. So, this is why the Bible says, faith without work is a dead faith. So you have faith, all right, now you are chosen. But you have no work. Obviously, you are not chosen no more. They are waiting at night, but they have no oil with them. So the lamp will not have light. So You have to connect the dots and you will see. And then the parable after it is even more in details to explain to you, because that one is speaking about the talents, which is given only to the chosen ones.
For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants, and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1. To every...
Do you notice here with me the word servants? Do you notice with me here the word servants? His own servants. Do you see the word own servants? All right. So can I say to be, not everyone is the own servant of the Lord? Not everyone. Those are servants of the Lord. And this is why he called them. They are chosen one. He called them. Not only he called them, he gave them talents. He gave them goods. And what happened next?
every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. And likewise he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth, and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh, and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came, and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more.
I want to stop here. Do you see here says, I have gained? Does it say I have gained? I have gained. So this is his own gain. Is it a predestiny for him to gain? No. This is why one will get reward, the other will not. One will be blessed, the other will not. Otherwise, all of them, they are servants. All of them, they are servants. But one, he worked hard to multiply the gift of God. And one was selfish or a fool. He was just afraid to lose it. He buried it. The other one, he make it wise. So, Muslims believe that Adam commits sin because Allah, he predestined for him to commit sin. So if we want to go and follow them and become like them, say if there is someone is good because God chose him to be good, that means the good of us are not good anyway. That was God only. And you are not really, you did not do anything of your own. But as we see all of here, all what Jesus is talking about is your own work. He gave you the talent, you multiply it. And there is a reward for the one who multiply, and there is dishonor for the one who did not. God did not treat them differently. God gave them talent and says, go. Go and let us see what you can do. So the 3 of them are chosen, if we're going to use the word chosen. The 3 of them, they are called servants. The 3 of them, they are called his very own servants. His own servants. Yet, he chose them, yet they have a free will. So free will is very important in Christianity. Otherwise, we are like Muslims. So that means we believe that John is not a good man. It was God's will that John is a good man. So it's a fake good man. Paul was not a good man then, because it was a predestiny of God that Paul became a believer. He did not believe really. God forced him to believe. Peter, it's a predestiny for Peter to be Peter. Well, Peter is not qualified then, but because predestiny, So the magic of a predestiny is going to destroy everything you believe in. So they take a verse out of context and they say, well, this is about predestiny. This is not what it's meant. In order for a person to be chosen, he have to choose God too. This is why Jesus says, come knock at my door and I will open for you. So when Paul knocked at the door of Jesus, the door opened for Paul. Otherwise, the same person you are talking about, he himself was not chosen in the beginning. He was the enemy of Jesus. So don't mix things up. The Bible is so clear. Predestiny is a very, very dangerous belief, and I believe it is something satanic, will make us the same as the Muslims, and then God is not just. Because if God, he chose someone, and because he chose him, he made him good, why he didn't choose me? I mean, what is my fault? So if he is good because God chose him, not because he is working hard in himself to obey the Lord, then what's my fault? He chose me, then God, that's it, and make me a good person. But we know, the book of Isaiah says that God, our Lord, is a God of just. And to be the God of just, that means you have to be just with everybody. When Abraham, he believed, that count for him an act of righteousness. Even though Abraham, he was chosen, but he chose God before God had chosen him. From all his nation, nobody believed in the true God except him. So he chose him. This is why it considered for him an act of righteousness. And because he chose God, God chose him. However, then, Abraham is a believer, but God, he blessed the seed of Abraham. Is it true that God, he blessed the seed of Abraham? Well, both kids are from Abraham, Esau and Jacob. And they are supposedly even like twin. But isn't it God, he blessed the seeds? But one of them become pagan, wicked. His people become wicked. And one of them, him and his people, they become believer in God. They follow the step of their father. This is why Jesus says, if you are of your father Abraham, you do the work of your father. But your father is the devil. Speaking to who? To those who they consider themselves the chosen one again. So my friend, God with Israel when Israel are choosing God. God is against Israel when Israel are against God. The chosen one is when you choose God, not when God only he chose you. When God he chose his disciples, they were still free to believe or not to believe. This is why Peter he denied Jesus. Did he? Predestiny is an illusion, and it's an insult to God. And me myself, I found it immature belief and very silly. All right, now we go back to Muhammad. You don't have to agree with me. And by the way, I believe that those who believe in this, they are my brothers and sisters in Christ. But obviously, they have wrong understanding. We are not the same as the Muslim. They consider you like, I believe it's wrong to say to somebody, oh, you are going to go to hell. No, still he believes in Jesus. He have a wrong understanding of a verse in the Bible. That doesn't make him not a Christian. But sometimes you have to be careful because that will lead you to something very bigger. And I am not saved just because I just said I believe in Jesus. No. My belief have nothing to do with saying I believe. My belief is when I truly believe. This is why Jesus says, not everyone says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of my Father, but the one who do his will. And this is obviously totally destroy any predestiny. Did Judah, when he betrayed Jesus, did the will of God?
Hi, CP. Good morning, good morning, good morning. God bless you, CP. How are you doing?
My friend, I did not invite anyone here. Please. I'm not done. Nobody jump in the stage unless he asks first. So, all the parable of Jesus is about what? Is about your will. Your will. Even the Messiah himself, the Son of God, he said to the Father, let your will be done, not mine. So you have to choose between your own will and the will of God. If it's everything is a predestiny, then there is no the will. There is nothing is called your will and my will. Everything is a predestiny. When the disciple of Jesus, he said to them, who of you want to leave? When people start leaving, if you remember the speech, he said to his disciple, any of you want to leave me? They said, no, Lord, we are staying with you. It's not a predestiny. Do you want to leave? Is that correct? He said to them, do you want to leave me? They said, no, Lord, we are staying here with you. So be careful, otherwise you are going to jump and end in the Abdulism cult, where the Abdulism believe that when you fornicate, it was a predestiny. When you kill, it's a predestiny. When you steal, it's a predestiny. And that make the devil inside you feel comfortable, because now you don't feel guilty. It's a predestiny, brother. The idea of a predestiny in a cult like Islam is to make the criminal feel good. It's a predestiny. Like this is why in the Quran you will see when the Muslim they go and kill. You know, when you kill people, you don't feel good. Blood, and you feel ugly actually. But Muhammad, he wanted them to believe that it was nothing but predestiny. You did not kill them, I killed them. It's a predestiny. It was not you who killed them, but it was Allah who killed them. It was not you who launched your arrow. It was Allah who launched the arrow. This is why you see ISIS when they slaughter somebody, you know, or they shoot or etc. They will quote this verse, chapter 8, verse number 17. فَلَمْ تَقْتُلُهُمْ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ قَتَلَهُمْ وَمَا رَمَيْتُ إِذْ رَمَيْتُ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ رَمَى. Destiny. So now the criminal, he feel better. Well, it was not my fault anyway. It's my destiny to kill you. Do you remember the video of Mufti Mink when he spoke about the caliphate who captured a thief? And then the thief, he said to him, why you want to punish me for something disdain for me to do? You remember it? Let me try to find the video for you. So if you want to believe in what the Muslim believe, then laugh at yourself first. Mufti. All right. Yeah, let us see this video here so we can laugh together.
People start scratching their heads and they say, well, if Allah's written all of this, then why did He bring me onto the earth? Well, hang on, you don't know your results of your examination, so you have to come onto earth. The fact that Allah...
What's the point of knowing the examination if the examination and the answer is written by Allah? The question and the answer is Allah made, not my made.
Allah knows it, and the fact that Allah has written it does not make you a person who should now give up, because if that was the case,
What give up? If it's destiny, I cannot change it. What give up? Give up in what? It's destiny. Give up.
then obviously you would be the fool.
Really? You will be the fool? So if it's a destiny and I cannot change it, and you are saying to me, don't give up? And then you accuse me to be a fool. Listen carefully to this story, and then you will see why predestiny is a sign of lack of intellect.
A man came at the time of Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu. According to one of the narrations, he needed to be punished because he stole. So he comes to Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu and he uses the same line. He says, "Oh Umar, oh Amirul Mu'mineen, how can you punish me for having stolen when it was predestined? My deeds were already written by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala." Now that's quite a good argument if you were to look at it.
See? It's a good argument, brother. It's a quite good argument, brother. So why you want to punish me if it is a destiny for me to be a thief? Do you see how predestiny can destroy any belief? Very simple question, destroy this now. Why you want to punish me if it is my predestiny to become a thief? It's not even right, it's not even fair. And the Sheikh here, he says, if you think about it, it's a pretty good argument. Pretty good argument. Not a good argument, pretty good argument.
Now that's quite a good argument if you were to look at it, for having stolen when it was predestined. My deeds were already written by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now that's quite a good argument if you were to look at it. Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu was one ahead of this man. He says, well, let's punish this man because it was predestined that we were going to punish him as well.
It's a predestined for you to be a thief. It's a predestined for me to punish you. Assalamu alaikum. So do you want to be stupid, Abdul? And you want to take the verses from Roman out of context? And now suddenly you became a believer in predestiny? If the word predestiny is there, predestiny there is that it is you, like it was your lifeline, which is given to you by your hand, by your choice, to become in the likeness of the Son of God. This is not about predestiny the way you are talking about. The destiny here, it's your choice. It's not God who made you who you are. When the Lord, he said, the Messiah, he said to his disciple, who of you want to leave me? If they are predestined, that means they are just like puppies. They have no choice to stay or to leave. Judah have no choice to betray Jesus. When Jesus says to Peter, stay away from me, Satan, was that a predestiny? Are you saying everything they say is a predestiny? Are you saying everything they write is a predestiny? That is the most silly, stupid argument ever. That make you nothing but a Abdul. Abdul the fool was certified. Remember carefully, predestiny is an insult to God, unless your God is the devil. So here the verse in Romans have nothing to do with the predestiny, the one they are talking about. It's here, it is our destiny. Like, okay, people, they say to me, Christian Prince, aren't you tired from this? I say yes. Sometimes I say, okay, you know what? I'm going to stop coming to YouTube. I'm stop coming and talking about this garbage of Muhammad. But then I say to myself, well, if I don't do it, who is going to clean the garbage? It's a destiny. But it's not really. I chose my destiny in this way. There's somebody have to clean the garbage from the street. So destiny is a very immature way of thinking, and only pagan who want to be criminals and they want to justify their evil doing, they believe in the predestiny. The disciple themselves, when they do good, do we say when they do good, they were predestiny? When they do bad, they did not do predestiny? No. There's no predestiny here. This is wrong understanding. But he is like, this is a way of meditation, saying, it's my destiny to do this. We are chosen by God, brothers and sisters. This is brothers talking to each other about how they are the one who stand for the truth. However, each one of them, and we know in the history of the church how many people they betray the church every day, the same as people who betray Jesus every day in his time. When Jesus he entered the Jerusalem in the Sunday, the day before or a week before the crucifixion, thousands of people they were welcoming him. Thousands. A week after, thousands, the same thousand who welcomed him, the same thousand they were shouting, kill him, kill him. Be careful. Otherwise, you are Abdul. And you are a fool. All right? Now we go to the topic of splitting the moon. Hey Muslims, in graduation, your Prophet Muhammad, he split the moon again. How he did it, I don't know. I was watching the moon splitting. And brothers and sisters, subhanallah, I saw Prophet Muhammad next to the moon. 1400 years ago, there was an eclipse, and the Muslims, they claim that the moon split. And it's a miracle from Allah. And the funny is, if you read the verse carefully, you will see that Muhammad, he just gave a false prophecy, because he claimed that this is a sign of the judgment day. And that was 1400 years ago. And you know, the funny thing is that the moon is split by Muhammad, but nobody see it around the world. I will tell you why. Because that was a local moon. There's an international moon, and there's a local moon. So the local moon in Mecca, only brother, is the one who split. Other moons, they did not. This is why the rest of the world, they did not see it. And remember, India is very close to Saudi Arabia. So if the moon is split in Mecca, they should see it in all of India. How many millions are in India? I mean, let us say at that time there was half of population, maybe a quarter of the population today. Let us say 10 million people at that time in India. How come nobody saw the moon split? How come nobody saw it in Syria, in Iraq? I mean, all that area, they have the same night, they have almost the same June time. Nobody saw the moon split. Even in Europe, they should see it. The moon is split only in Mecca, brother. There is a girl, her name is Farida. She said that the reason nobody saw it around the world, because it happened only for a part of second, brother. For a part of second. A second, brother, a second. And it's happened when people are asleep. Hey guys, yesterday I did a miracle. Honestly, I split the moon, the sun. I bought a new knife from Amazon, and I was splitting everything in my way. The moon in my way, I split the moon. The sun came, like where is the sun is gone. Mercury. I was stripping the galaxies pieces, but none of you noticed, by the way, because everybody was asleep. Otherwise, all of you can see it. But it was like, I was like, it was late at time, and there is no electricity, to be honest with you. And I said to myself, let me try this knife. So I went, I found my flying donkey. I took it to this first galaxy. I saw the sun there. I said, hey, sun, come here. The sun came. And I said, do you believe in Allah? She said, no, I don't believe in Allah. I am an apostate. I killed her, Yeah. However, it's Allah, he said to me, what you do? The people will have no sun right now. How those girls in the bikini, they will have suntan. I said, oh no, what I did. Girls in the bikini? That is the last things I want to do. Girls will not wear bikini no more. Alhamdulillah. I went back and I fixed the sun. I glue it together, and I gave her like a CPR. That's why my name CP, CP. So I gave the sun CPR, and then, the sun came back together. And now the sun, you see it in the morning. What the heck? You Muslims, I mean, how come your religion have no witnesses for anything? I mean, even your prophet, when he have sex, there is no witnesses. His wife, she says he imagined himself having sex. Even his sex does not exist. I mean, have you ever heard of somebody, even his sex is done alone? And supposedly he's having sex with the wife, but the wife is not there. Unbelievable. So do we have any Muslim who would like to join us? Anyone? Any Abdul? Any Abdul from USA saw the moon split today? And by the way, Muslims, as long Allah He split the moon, where is the verse about Allah putting the moon together? Shouldn't be the moon until now split? It says here split. Split, it means become two pieces. So how come we don't have two pieces now? What happened? Somebody re-glue it again? Any Muhammadan? Mayday, Mayday. Obviously, Muhammad, he did split the moon again today. And by the way, amazingly, it's cold outside. I mean, it's really, the temperature changed. Like only 4 minutes, the sun disappeared in the middle of the day. You cannot imagine how big the impact in the weather. So imagine, this is not the moon split now, this is just an eclipse. So imagine if the moon really split, we will have tsunami. Actually, the earth will grab the moon to it, because now the weight of the moon, the size of the moon changed. It became half. Two bodies. So now what will happen automatically, that the earth is going to grab those bodies into it and they will hit the earth. And that is enough to destroy. In the best scenario, we will have tsunami flooding all over the world. Do we have any Muhammadan? And I want to know how Allah He glowed the moon again. I almost beat their story. I can make stories better than Muhammad's stories. Okay, I will tell you, this is now a true story. Just hold on. See this verse here about the moon splitting? Not only I split the moon, I did show it. I split the moon like an orange. I took the first part. I have a very strong teeth. Unbelievable. My teeth, they can break a walnut like nothing, like break it. So this is why, actually, if you notice, if you are watching today, you will see the moon have a missing part of it. Until now, nobody can find that part. But I cannot say, because the FBI will arrest me. I took that part. I take a bite. I was angry. And what you can do, an Arab guy, and he's angry, what he would do? He would eat the moon. People around the world, they sing for the moon. Arab people, they eat it. Any Muslim? Hey Muslims, how come the moon eclipse did not happen in Ramadan? In the day where the Quran sent to Allah, by Allah, which Muhammad, I don't remember which day it is. Do we have any Muslim who would like to join us? Any Muhammadan from the moon splitting party? Anyone? Mayday, Mayday? Any Muhammadan here? Who is a Muhammadan want to receive a blessing of the moon god? The hour has a draw. And by the way, this is a poetry, was stolen from an Arab Christian. Muhammad the thief, he stole a poetry of a Christian man and he put it in the Quran. Let me show you. The Muslim, they try to destroy this poet from every book they have around the world, for it's obviously clear that Muhammad the thief, he stole the Quran from there. Look at this. You see all those lines, and there is underneath of them a black line? Those are exactly word by word Muhammad, he took them and he put them in the Quran. The first one it says, that is الساعة وانشق القمر. I don't know if you can see my mouse on the screen. Can you see it? Can you see my mouse? Where is my mouse is? Oh, it doesn't appear for you. Because this is an image, I cannot highlight. Muhammad, he changed only one word, the first word in the first sentence. Instead of saying danat, which means close by, he said اقتربت. If you look at the verse here, look. Here, the first word is what? اقتربت. In the original poetry, danat, which is way more elegant. So, danat الساعة وانشق القمر. Take a screenshot here and see how this is exactly what it says here in the first line in the right side. Let me post the link for you so you can save it for your reference. And then you will see that all the rest of those who they have a black line, all of them they have are the same thing. Muhammad, he copied them word by word. Too bad this software I have is not like the other one. I cannot use my pen to write, and because this is like software copy only the page or the browser I'm working in. It doesn't really record my screen. So all those you see from this point of Imru al-Qais, all of them, as you see here down, they highlight them for you in a black. They made them in a big text. He copied it exactly, word by word. Do you see the Abdul Muhammad, the thief? And he claimed that he is making Quran? Do we have any Abdul would like to join us? Mayday, Mayday. I am so glad that the moon's today split by Allah, and I almost converted to Islam. And obviously Muhammad is a true prophet, because the hour is so near and the moon is split, brother. It's a sign of the judgment day. By the way, always there is people who they are even Christians too. They do the same as the Muslims. It's a business, brother. They make a drama about the eclipse. Okay, why? There is a verses in the Bible speaking about the bloody moon, etc. So they make a drama and do the judgment day is coming, the sign of the day of judgment is coming, etc. You know, they were doing the same about what happened today. There's always false teachers who they are opportunity people. And there's always naive people who those scammers, they fool them. They put fear in the heart of the naive so they can control them. So now any eclipse happen, okay, it's the day of judgment, that's it. Oh, God is angry, look, the moon eclipse, what happened, you know? And the naive is all over the place. Any Muhammadan would like to join us? Listen carefully. If you are a Muhammadan and you join us, I guarantee you free ticket from Hassan Nasrallah to Jerusalem. The leader of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, is giving a free ticket to Jerusalem, brother. So if you join us, I can call Hassan Nasrallah for you, who is hiding in his basement for the last 26 years. Yet he is given tickets to go to Jerusalem. But himself do not dare even to ride a donkey in the street. Any Abdul? Just one question, Abduls. How come nobody saw the moon split around the world? If there is any historian in any history, in any country, wrote that the moon split during the lifetime of Muhammad? Anyone? Nobody? Not a single Muslim? How come Muhammad miracles always happen at night when there is nobody there? Muhammad, he went to the 7-Eleven heaven and nobody was there. Even his wife, she said, his body was next to me. Any Muhammadan would like to join us? Look like nobody is interested in the virgins no more. No one? By the way, the moon splitting was a predestiny? It's predestiny, right? I mean, thank God I'm not the moon. I mean, imagine you are one moon, second day you are two moon. Like, what the heck, what happened to me? It's a predestiny. Like, what? And then, like, he's confused, like, I'm one or two? How you can be one and two in the same time? Like, are you the same as the Christian? They believe in one and three in the same time? What? That is impossible. If there is anything Allah He split beside the moon, like we do not know about, Muslims? Why Allah did not split the sun? I mean, why the moon? In fact, the sun is easier because the sun is just gas. Gas. Melting gas, Splitting the sun is easier. The moon is a rock. So why Allah did not split the sun? Any Muhammadan? Why the Muslim did not ask Prophet of Allah, as long he can split the moon, I mean split the sun, and that will make the sun half size, and then the desert of Saudi Arabia will not be desert no more. It's not going to be so hot there. It's going to be cool. The only thing I know that Muhammad, he forced the Muslim to split their money with him and their wives. This is the only split I can confirm. Any other splitting? Anyone? Looks like today we don't have any Muslim. Muslims are splitting their time between here and there. Any Muslim from Rabble, YouTube want to join us? We have a link for you for Discord. You can just click in it. Bingo. And you can split whatever you want when you come here. Any Muhammadan? By the way, talking about splitting, this is a true story. When I was a member of Hamas, this was like long time ago. The Israeli, they shot at me an RPG. Brother, Subhanallah. The RPG, I was talking to my brother Muhammad. The RPG came, rocket came inside my mouth when I'm talking. Subhanallah. Anyway, brother, I just chew it, and throw and spit it out. And nothing happened to us. True story, brother. This is true story. And then the Israeli, they saw what I did. So now they changed the rocket. Like they decided to send a big rocket. It was like a 2 millimeter, So they send a big rocket, 2 millimeter. It's called, the rocket of 2 millimeter. This is the name, this is what they call it. Anyway, and I was like talking to my brother Abdul Muhammad, and I was calling them. I was saying, Mayday, Mayday, like send the reinforcement because we are fighting the Jews, brother. And then they sent the rocket, and it came in my nose. And brother, I hate it. It felt like a booger. I push it out, alhamdulillah, nothing happened to me. The Israeli give up. They cannot kill me. So what they do? They decide to do a trick. They knew I like baklava. So they put 10,000 kilograms of TNT in a little tiny container of baklava, and they send it to me. And because I cannot really resist baklava. So I opened the box, I saw the baklava, and I took a bite. And that was it. Explosion, big explosion. They were able to break one tooth further. Alhamdulillah, only one tooth. 10,000 TNT, kilogram of TNT, and nothing happened to me. Only one tooth. And you believe it or not, my tooth grew second day. Because I was using camel urine as a solution. All of those stories are true stories. Young, are you a Muslim?
I am indeed a Muslim.
Oh, that's
I could say in regards to this,
uh-huh.
I'm a Trinitarian Muslim. So I believe in 4 Trinitarian part of Muslim.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So, in way of Christianity, I believe in Trinity, in that God is divided, Allah is divided in 3 parts. A Trinitarian Muslim believe Allah is also in 3 parts.
But Christians don't believe that God is divided.
Not in divided, but you understand meaning.
Okay, what is the 3 parts of Allah? Or 4 parts of Allah?
So you four part. Yes. You have Muhammad,
Uh-huh.
Quran, Ruhullah, and Maryam.
Eugh, that's deep. What is the name of your sect?
My sect, Bali Islam, which is true form of Salafi Islam.
Bali Islam? Bali?
Correct. Yes.
Is that like Indonesia, Bali?
No, I'm Turk.
You're what?
Ben Türkçe.
Bandaksh. Okay. All right. But so now you are saying that Mary is part of Allah too?
Yes.
And Muhammad and Muhammad and
Yes.
and Allah. So those are four.
Yes. That.
So what is the position of Mary as part of Allah?
Mary is fourth member of Trinity.
How it is a Trinity, and she is number fourth?
Because from knowledge of older Latin language, it's more like quaternity, but I use term Trinity to explain in similar relation to a Christian Trinity.
But it's four, not the Trinity. Okay, what is Mary? What is Mary's job in this four Trinity?
So, role of Muhammad is to be the ultimate speaker, the center of Allah's judgment on the world. Role of Quran is to be holiest item, the holiest thing, revealing Allah's physical presence on earth.
Okay.
Ruhullah is the spirit of Allah, guide Muslims to guide in freedom and guide for further piety.
But this is now five. You count for me Muhammad.
No.
You count Ruh Allah. You count Mary.
I'm saying
You count
you have-
Allah.
no, Allah is all five member of Trinity.
So now there are
All
five.
four.
In the beginning you said it's four.
Yes, I said it's four. I sorry for misspeak. So Allah is encompass of all four member Trinity.
Okay. So so the Quran, is it created?
The Quran, it is not created.
Is Muhammad created?
No.
Muhammad is not created?
No, Muhammad alayhi wasallam is not created. He is clearly exalted in all aspects.
Is Mary created?
No.
And Ruh Allah, Spirit of Allah, is created? No. So now you are saying to me, you Muslims, you have five divine?
No, four divine.
Five. Allah.
Muhammad,
Isn't it Allah? Is it one of them? Allah.
so Allah is combination all four.
Oh, so Allah does not exist unless we put the four together.
Allah is manifestation of all four. Like in Christian Trinity, you don't have a Christian Deus, right? If you don't have Jesus, you don't have Christian Deus if you don't have Father.
No. This is, you see, this is not really what we Christians. It's not about if you don't have, if you have. This is what it is. It's not about if this is not there, God cannot be there. God is there. God the Father is there. But this is how God is. But now let us go back to zero. So if Muhammad is not created, that means Muhammad is God.
Yes.
Okay.
Muhammad is Allah.
So how you
Muslims
come to your conclusion that Muhammad is God?
I have come to conclusion by knowledge of more hidden aspect of
What is your reference for that? Like where do you get this from?
Hadith, Surah Injil, Surah Saddam, hidden.
Surah what?
Hidden surah in Quran.
Hidden. It is hidden where?
So Quran, only the true Quran is the uncorrupted. But the current Quran that all fake Muslim have, that is the corrupted Quran.
Sorry, I'm drinking water.
I can tell you are laughing.
All right. Okay. So, well, my friend, you said the hidden Quran. So, as long as it's hidden, how you have it?
Because it was revealed to me in dream.
Oh,
It was hidden by Uthman,
okay.
but Allah revealed true Quran to me in dream.
I see. Can you recite the Quran, the true Quran for us?
All right. I will recite Quran 14, Quran Surah Ibrahim, ayah 88.
No, the Quran revealed to you. I don't want the Quran of the fake Muslims. You want to recite for me the fake Muslim
This
Quran?
Surah Ibrahim, ayah 88. I recite true Quran of true Muslim.
Ah,
When the war has lasted 20 years, the dragonets will come. When the land is soaked with blood and tears, the dragonets will come. And the sea-wing egg of deepest blue, wings of night shall come to you. The largest egg of mountain high, wings of night shall come to sky. For wings of earth, search through blood for egg, or search through mud for egg the color of dragon blood, and hidden alone from the rival queens, the sand-wing egg awaits unseen.
all right.
Of
Take a hike, take a hike. Lord have mercy. Oh boy. I was going to lost my breath from laughing. Lord have mercy. Hey, that's it. The hiding Quran. Allah He revealed. Make a book. Trust me, this guy he can start a new sect. I mean, there's a lot of people. People are foolish, you know. Just he can make a new sect, and he would have millions of people follow him. Foolish people everywhere. By the way, I did not tell you this is. I saw a dream of the real Quran too, but I was dreaming about women with 3 boobs. So Allah revealed to me the chapter of 3 boobs, and then like I was sleeping, and then like I heard a sound like boings, boing, 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 and I always have guns around me because I have a lot of enemies. So I woke up, but I was asleep still, but in the dream, like I woke up, and then I found the woman, she had 3 boobs in front of me. And I was like looking at, like I have a cross eyes, like which one of them I will look at the same time. It's hard to look at 3 boobs at the same time. Like you can look at 2 boobs because you have 2 eyes, but 3 boobs at the same time, I'm telling you, this is very hard. So anyway, I was looking like, what is that? And then Allah, He says to me, this is the booby boob chapter. I will give you the chapter of the boobs. He said to me, CP, I will give you from the boob dibble, and I will make them full of nipples, and when you squeeze them, a milk come and make bubbles. And I was like, what? I was like amazed with the language, so strong. Like nipples, bubbles, doubles. Wow. Like just deep, and I put my hand on them. I start squeezing, like, and they start making noise. It's like those, you have them on your bicycle, like, beep, beep, it sounds weird. So I told Allah why they are making noise. He said, because they are so happy, because you are holding them. And those, and this is why the chapter is now it's called the happy boobs, And I don't know, today I will sleep, I will receive more chapters, I will let you know, I will update you. All right. You want me to put you back? My friend, I don't have time for madness. Oh, all right, just go. Do we have any Muhammadan? Any Muhammadan would like to join us? Beside the one who received the hidden Quran. You do not need to reveal your hidden Quran here. Make a YouTube channel and tell people about what Allah revealed to you. Why are you coming to me? Unbelievable. Make a YouTube channel and tell the Muslims around the world, I advise you to call a guy, his name Ali Dawa. Tell him, a Christian prince, he sent me to you. Honestly. And tell him that you have the hidden Quran. All right? But don't tell him about the boob chapter. He will take it, he will add it to the Quran, and Muhammad will claim that it's given to him before it's given to me. Any Muhammadan? Mayday, Mayday. We want Muslims only. Any Muslims? People are ramble, you hear me good? All right. Any Muhammadan? So conclusion for the moon splitting today, there is no witnesses when the moon is split in the time of Muhammad. And obviously, the moon which is split by Muhammad was a local moon. It's a Mecca moon. Different from the moon people they see around the world. Like I remember one of my cousin, he was walking like in a different town, So the guy, he says to him, do you know what is day of the month today? The moon is like crescent moon. My cousin, he said to him, sorry, I'm a stranger. Yeah, because the moon in our town is different. We have different moon. Arab people, they have local moon. This is why when Muhammad split the moon, only people of Mecca, they saw it. Nobody else. And by the way, there's other miracle which is very powerful too. It's like a nuclear miracle. According to Muhammad, when his mother, she gave birth to him, a light came out of her vagina and reached all the way the palaces of Damascus. Now, what is the difference between Damascus and Mecca? I think it's like, I don't know, 2,000 kilometers. I'm not sure really. Let us see, hold on. So imagine, brother, and by the way, and nobody saw this miracle. Nobody saw it. Nobody saw the light coming from the vagina. Nobody saw anything in Damascus. So this is Mecca. And we go to Damascus. We keep going, we keep going. This is, and by the way, the light, it looked like it was a directional light. It went only to Damascus. It's like aiming at Damascus, brother. Look. Where is Damascus? This is Syria, okay. The light coming from the vagina of the mother of Muhammad, may Allah bless her vagina, reach all the way to Damascus. Hey Muslims, Why always the miracle of Muhammad? Nobody see it. 1,388 kilometer? Okay, thank you for the information. I don't know, in my time it was bigger. The distance I think is shrinking. The Jews, brother, they are shrinking the distance. You know, the Jews can do it, trust me. Yeah, I mean, I think it was like 10,000 kilometers before. But those Jews, they are eating the land of the Arab, brother. The Jews, yeah. It was a distance, I remember, like, when I was a kid, I took, it took me 10,000 years to go from Damascus in Brazil, going all the way, down, you take right, when you, like when you go, you take right, and then you take left, and then after that, you find yourself in, Thailand. And then, like you jump to the corner, you will find yourself in Mecca. So anyway, like it was like a very long distance, and now look, it's subhanallah. It became only 1,300 kilometers only. And 88, look at the 88. Fishy, very fishy number. So the light fly from Mecca to Damascus, 1,300, how much? My memory is not doing good. 1,388, right? Okay, 1,388 kilometers. And look like this. I think what happened, that the mother of Muhammad, her vagina was facing Damascus. Otherwise, I mean, why did not go a different direction? And how the light, I mean, hold on. You see, the earth is not flat. How the light, like, it was like a rainbow, maybe? It was a rainbow. Hey Muslims, is that true story, or this is a fabrication of Muhammad about the light coming from the vagina of his mother? And why the light was so powerful, but there's no fire happening? What do you think? I mean, do you know that light can make fire, my friend? Is that a laser light? Anyone? Okay, forget about anyone. Any two? I don't know, maybe any two can bring customers. Anyone is not working. Sometimes you have to change the, like, the logo, Like now Trump, he went to the TV and he told them, I believe that now we should do, every state can vote for abortion. He want to win the election, doesn't matter if they have no ethic. Suddenly now anyone can vote as he wish. No, you don't want to lose those who vote for against abortion, you see? Yeah. Anyone want to vote for abortion? Vote for abortion. Trump, he wants the fornicators to vote for him. CP is from the Middle East, but no one as far I know where CP is from. Mystery. Whether I'm black, blonde, African, American from Japan. I use, like, in PalTalk, I used to have a profile, like, like any chat program. So I put the profile for fun. I'm black, blonde, African, American from Japan, looking for 4 wives. So each time I go to a chat room, a Christian chat room, they bounce me. Like, why they are bouncing me? And then one of them, he told me, because you are saying you are looking for 4 wives. So I changed my profile and make it 5. Hoping that will be okay. Because according to my understanding, the number was so little. Yeah. Unbelievable. True story, by the way. Yeah. Do we have any Muhammadan? I imagine CP looked like a grand wizard. I like the word wizard. I don't like the word grand. Can you keep it as a wizard? Grand wizard. You remind me of the story of the lizard. I mean, imagine, brother. All the animals, they come to stop the fire on Prophet Abraham, except the lizard. Oh, son of Mut'ah. Unbelievable. What his name? This guy, the sheikh, what his name? I forgot his name. Asim al-Hakim. The $100 for 30 minutes. Who is here first time? If you're here first time, I feel sorry for you. Really. I mean, you better leave. Otherwise, you are stuck here. I'm telling you. Look at this. Look. Wisdom. This is wisdom. The wisdom of Muhammadans. Wisdom. The wisdom, brother.
Aisha says, can you please explain the hadith about why we should kill the house lizard? First of all, the house lizard, I think they call it salamander or something like that. I'm not sure. The house lizard is an insect.
I thought lizard, they eat insect. It turned to be they are insect too. It's a type of insect. I mean, you must be a scientist from the Amazon, brother. It's a type of... I'm going to die one day laughing, unbelievable. The guy was reciting the Quran almost. Oh boy. Water, please, water. Oh boy, it's cold, but I don't feel cold no more.
The house lizard is an insect that is harmful. Some of it cause a lot of diseases. And some say that it intends to walk over the food and the drinks and to poo.
Guys, do you know, I noticed that, seriously. Those lizard, and the other day I was watching a lizard, last summer, not now, we don't see lizard now. So this guy, the lizard, he was wearing a green suit. He went over the dish, he unzipped, like, unzip, he put down his panty, and he started pooping, like, and his tongue is coming out because it's squeezing, and the green stuff came from his ass. Subhanallah, subhanallah. He do it on purpose. He intend. He do it on purpose. I mean, evil. What do you expect? What do you expect from an enemy of Allah?
And to poo, where it puts a lot of its illnesses and diseases in people's food. So, in general, it is a dangerous creature that only brings harm to the people.
By the way, lizards are very useful animals. They help in controlling bugs. The farmers, they love to see lizards around in their farms because bugs, they can destroy their crops, and lizards, they help to control. There's many useful species. Farmers, they need them badly in order to control the volume of bugs in their farm. And this guy is saying lizard is very harmful.
In general. And if you notice that anything that is harmful, Islam tells us to kill.
Like Christian Prince, harmful. You know this.
So Islam tells us to kill a wild dog that bites and attacks people.
Liar. Your prophet, he said, kill all the dogs. But people, when they complain, He said, okay, kill only the dogs which is not guardian dogs. You are a big fat liar.
It tells us to kill mice because
mice is the enemy of Allah.
they spread all types of diseases. Plague is one of they are most infamous for. And also they cause fire in houses.
Yeah. Prophet Muhammad, he mentioned how mice, in purpose, he go and he grab fire from the fire and he take it around the house to burn your house. Revenge.
As in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, it tells us mice do heinous things.
Genius.
Though people nowadays are so fond of them. We're told to.
By the way, the Muslims, they have fatwa against Mickey Mouse. If you don't believe me, search right now in Google. Fatwa to kill Mickey Mouse. And Mickey Mouse, by the way, say hello to all of you. He is under the FBI protection. Don't worry, he's fine. They took him to a hidden house in Disneyland. Honestly, if you don't believe me, search fatwa to kill Mickey Mouse, the enemy of Allah.
Kill the crows.
By the way, hold on. Do you know how anyone knows the story of the mice in the ship of Noah? Who knows the story? Anyone knows the story? Noah, when he went in the ship, according to Muslims, according to Muhammad, he found that there's a mice get inside the ship without his permission. Look at this problem. And this mice is going to destroy his food. So Allah, he asked Allah. And then Allah, he made the lion have a flu. And the lion, he sneezed, Achoo! And a cat came from the mouth of the lion. Hey Muslims, am I lying? Muslims, I'm lying? I mean, where your prophet, he got those stories from? He sneezed and a cat came from the lion? It must be a very true story. Oh boy. Let me show you some reference. Anyone want to see a reference? You guys want to see a reference? Before we continue with the video. Who want to see a reference? Nobody wants to see a reference? Okay, nobody wants to see a reference, so that's okay. People don't like it. You want to see a reference? Okay, I changed my mind. I'm an Arab. I don't agree with people when they agree. I like people who don't agree. Like if I say you say you like it, you should say no. You should say if you say yes, then that's one doesn't work. You have to say no, and then I get upset, and then I will show it to you. What yes? What's wrong with you people? Weird. Those people are weird. I'm telling you. You have to be an Arab to understand the formality of discussion. Okay, let me show you. Hold on. So here, let us see. I will give you the link too. But this is in Arabic. What we have to use, we can use English translation. And please post the link in Rumble and YouTube. So when Noah he carried to his ship, let me translate.
When Noah loaded two from each pair into the ark, his companions said to him, "How can the livestock be at ease when there is a lion with them?" So God gave the lion a fever, and it was the first fever to descend on earth. So he busied himself. Then they complained about the mouse, and he said, "The worm is spoiling our food and our enjoyment." So God inspired the lion, and he sneezed and he came out. The kitten hid and the mouse hid, of which
True story, true story. I mean, come on. So now we solve the problem. We have a mice. We get a cat. Yeah, it looked like God did not create cats. No, God, he is lion sneeze. You see what happened when lion sneeze? Kitten came out. Do you see why Muslims don't dare to debate me? Because I have the laundry of all of it. Okay, let's go back to the video. Brother, tell us more of the wisdom, brother.
A crow that also carries diseases and eats dead meat.
No, you killed the crow because it's black. Your prophet says, "اقتلوا كل أسود بهيم." Kill every pure black. Liar.
We're ordered to kill snakes. We're ordered to
Snakes because they are not a Muslim genie. If a Muslim he see a snake in his house, he have to give it a warning. If it's a Muslim snake will leave because a snake is a genie according to Muslims. If it is not going to leave, that means it's not a Muslim, and then you can kill it.
to kill scorpions, and these by nature are harmful for people. So killing them is justifiable and it's a legitimate thing to do. Likewise with the house lizards. And there is a hadith.
No way. Tell us.
In Sahih al-Bukhari, where the Prophet told us, alayhi salatu wasalam, that when Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, was thrown by his people in the blazing fire, all the creatures of Allah used to try and put off the fire, with the exception of the house lizard. It used
Disgusting. Brother, you just told us we have to kill the crow, we have to kill the mice, we have to kill the scorpion, we have to kill, and now you are saying all the creatures came to save Abraham, so why you want to kill those? He just said all the creatures came except the lizard. So why you want to kill the crow? Why you want to kill the scorpion? Why you want to kill the mice? Why you want to kill the dog? What's wrong with you, brother? Is that how you reward? Imagine the movie. All the animals, brother. They came to rescue Prophet Abraham to stop the fire, brother.
that also carries diseases and eats dead meat.
There's animals who eat dead meat. Muslims, they eat alive meat. Hey, Muslim, do you eat live chicken? Like you bring a chicken when it's alive with its feather, and you grab it and you bite it? I mean, are you serious? They eat dead meat?
We're ordered to kill snakes. We're ordered to kill scorpions. And these, by nature, are harmful for people. So killing them is justifiable and it's a legitimate thing to do. Likewise with the house lizards. And there is a hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari where the Prophet
Remember, the Prophet said, take it seriously now.
told us, alayhi salatu wasalam, that when Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, was thrown by his people in the blazing fire, all the creatures of Allah used to try and put off the fire, with the exception of the house lizard. It used to try to blow so that the fire would grow. And this shows you that.
By the way, just to let you know, I called the insurance company to insure my house. They said to me, we insure your house against anything except fire lizard. Any fire done by lizard is not insured. Because this is a criminal action. It's not a nature thing, you know? I said, come on, there's really in your policy, it says that, like, except lizard. They said yes, because based on the story of what happened to Abraham, we cannot insure your house if the fire caused by a lizard. And I don't know, all of you, if you have insurance, check your insurance. Most likely, if they are aware of the story of Abraham, they will add that to their policy. So check it out. Tell us more, brother. What happened?
Fire would grow. And this shows you that, with the exception of the house lizard, it used to try to blow so that the fire would grow.
And by the way, I mean, if you think about it, the lizard, I mean, can you imagine how much wind can come from his mouth? Let us be serious here. We have a man, he is in the fire, and there's a lizard. Guy go. He is blowing at the fire. Listen carefully. We are in dangerous time, where a lizard can kill you. Lizard in the house. I don't know if you are aware of the danger, just to let you see, I mean, what we are talking about. This is a very scary creature. Look at this. Imagine this creature is in your home or around you. Things is really messed up, brother. This is the enemy of Allah. The enemy of Allah is a black dog, a mice, a lizard, a Mickey Mouse, a black dog, a black cat, a black crow, a black bird. Any animal which is a pure black is the enemy of Allah. Plus the enemy, the top list of Allah, a lizard. Look, in Spanish it's called Los Geckos Limbos. I mean, the name alone is scary. Look at this. I mean, look, guys, let's be honest here. Look at this. Los Geckos Limbos in pleno deserto. But that's messed up. I'm telling you, this is very dangerous. Let me translate for you. It says that this animal can eat 99 men in one meal and one female, just for a snack. This is what it says. This is language here. This is Vietnamese, okay? So it says he can eat. Let me translate for you like word by word. Los Geckos, Mr. Geckos, limbos, like he eat your limbs, like he eat all kind of limbs. In pleno, like in a plain food, like one meal. Deserto, in the desert, if you see you in the desert, okay? Progo socorobo, like he will eat you, he will leave nothing of you. Rebel aqua, which means he will squeeze you and suck the water out of you, even if you are 99 men. How is my English doing? I'm sure all of you are so proud of my English. It's okay. Anyway, like I was hired to work as a translator for Vietnamese, in the Czech Republic, because Trump, he was going there, and they asked me if I can translate. I said to them, I'm so good in German, and they accept right away. Yeah. So what the heck is that? So, brother, are you sure that all the animals they try to stop the fire except the lizard?
Harmful for people. So killing them is justifiable and it's a legitimate thing to do. Likewise with the house
Legitimate.
lizards.
Oh.
And there is a hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari where the Prophet told us, alayhi salatu wasalam, that when Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, was thrown by his people in the blazing fire, all the creatures of Allah used to try and put off the fire, with the exception of the house lizard. It used to try to blow so that the fire would grow. And this shows you that our relationship, not only with people, with everything else, is dependent on our belief in Allah Azza wa Jal.
Exactly. So even lizard is not safe from your hand. This is why Islam is a very dangerous cult. As you see, those people, they are targeting poor, creatures for no reason, just because of stupid legends, and they believe in such stupid stories blindly. Do we have any Muhammadan here? He is, even Muhammad, he says, if you kill it from the first shot, you get 100 reward. If you shoot it twice with the arrow, and you kill it from the second shot, you get less reward. Any Muhammadan? Anyone? All right, look like today we don't have any Muhammadan, so I'm not going to keep you long. And by the way, we have good news about our brother Philip. He had a surgery today. He did not do the long surgery. It was a shorter one, but the news came from, I guess, from his daughter. She is posting online that he is doing good, and he thank you all for your prayer and your support. So we are happy for him, and we hope soon he will be back to his family and he will be good and healthy. All right? And thank you all again for your prayer. So I want to say thank you all for being here, and I hope I did not offend you. And if I offend you, excuse me, this is what I do. I have no choice. If I don't offend you, it means I said nothing. Your friend is the one who tell you that your clothes is dirty when they are dirty, not the one who says to you they look so nice when they are not. Your friend is the one who says to you, hey, your zipper is open, not the one who says to you, you're fine, go. People will laugh at you. So your true friend is the one who offend you. But his purpose is not to offend. The purpose is to say the truth. And remember, the truth always offend a lot of people. The only way not to offend is not to say the truth. That is called politically correct. And me as a person, I don't fit there. I'm not qualified for the job to be politically correct. So I use the word stupid, idiot, potato, donkey, whatever word you want. I use them all for a purpose. So I will not be a political correct. Thank you all for being here. May the Lord bless you. And remember, Prophet Muhammad, he said, he who raises his head before the Imam, Allah will make his head a head of a donkey. Right? So Muslims, never raise your head before a Christian prince. Your prophet predicted what exactly will happen to you. And I have witnesses. Try me once, you will become a donkey with certification. And you know, in the world believe in those garbage. You have to be a certified donkey to believe in this. But look, and this is authentic, sahih. Unbelievable. Thank you, everybody. May the Lord bless you. And this is your brother Christian Prince, was serving you humbly for today. And today we split the moon. Tomorrow we are going to glow it. Wait for me, and I'm waiting with you too. Take care.